Hi. I moved rooms because my son was just talking over everything. Um, so I'm just going to try to go over the notes for the last 2 pages. And I apologize. I know this is a hot mess, but I just wanted to get it out there. And, if anyone's going through similar things, or has anything to add, they can make a comment on the video. So page 71, because it goes up to 74 pages, goes into the test details. It talks about the gene, the genotype, the phenotype. And I talked about ABCB1, which is a multi-drug resistant protein. I talked about ANKK1, which is the DRD, which has the altered DRD2 functioning in the dopamine pathways. We've got the COMP, which is metabolizing neurotransmitter dopamine and all that stuff. It's low. I take the Prozac, which helps with serotonin, but I've always wondered about what am I supposed to take for dopamine help. CYP3A4. It says something about, I can't always read my own writing, higher concentration of SIM something in the blood. Well, I'll have to look that up again. And then it says processed drugs slower, 50% metabolism of medication. We talked about avoiding the codeine. No, we didn't talk about codeine. We talked about Coumadin. It says to avoid codeine, per metabolizer of that. CYP3A5 playing a role in concentration, I think, when used as I think the medication is NIFEDIP, nefepedipine, I don't know, when used as a I'm going to skip that. Don't know what it says. Then the G1P1R, one of them says it's heterozygosis, and one says homozygosis, and I'm just not sure I wrote anything about that. The MTHFR is about the folate processing, concern with that, amino acids. Makes me wonder about other things, like my grandma on my dad's side had leukemia, and I don't know if I have possible rheumatoid arthritis, because I always have like it takes work to just open jars and stuff for me. There's one of these genes that is predisposed for high blood pressure, which I was not surprised about, because I talked to my sister and we were both like, she's really in shape, and it's like, even though she's really in shape, we both have high blood pressure. So that's interesting. And PNPLAS, which I think might be linked to leukemia. It says homozygosis for G-ALI. And then we talked about SULT4A1, the neurodevelopment disorders. So I wrote something here about Dirox, I guess is a kind of medication. It says something about calcium channel blocker. Again, I read all these notes and I'm not sure what the heck they mean, so I apologize. VKORC1 is another genotype 1639GA. And it says enzymes reduce synapses and availability to convert vitamin K. Familial, with a neurodivergency, there's the familial hypercholesterol. Yeah, that's the one. We have familial hypercholesterol, which is interesting. Elevation of blood levels of cholesterol, low density of lipid. I don't know if that's lipids or lip something. Can impair MGP activity, vascular calcification. Can increase risk of vascular calcification, is what I wrote. And then the last page, or the second to last page, is just an information card for the patient. And it goes over all of those again. And I have wrote here enzymes. So there must be some enzymes like poor metabolizer, slow processor, maybe parts of my liver takes a long time to process things. We talked about comp, we talked about methylation, we talked about the brain blood and all that. Let's see, homeostasis processing folic acid, one parent, 50 to 60%. And then we know about the blood thinners, that is not good for us. So the reason I'm a confused mess talking about this, well, I did the Clarity X test, and you could set up talking to one of their doctors or their specialists or whatever. You have to pay. So I did that, and I paid $49.99 or whatever, and you can't get a recording of it, which is, like, I think, stupid. So I recorded the audio, and I have it on my phone, but I haven't listened to it. So what I want to do is, like, take it and, like, transfer it, like, from, like, a dictation form to, like, on, like, a Word doc or something. But it's pretty much, like, not that different from, like, some of the Dutch test stuff, like, that I took a while back. How some things are not processing things at 100%, at 50%. Some things are functioning at a lower rate. It's confirmed a lot of the ADHD and neurotypical stuff. It's confirmed that, because I said to my sister, I go, I think this high cholesterol is just genetic. And I take this test, bam. Because I talked to her in the summer, and she was like, I got high cholesterol too. And I'm like, okay, well, sometimes it's not about how hard you're working out or what you're eating, I guess. And then the methylfolate stuff, I was wondering about that because there's, like, these new drops that are people doing to help with, like, methylfolate, to folate, to process that and, like, have better mood and all that. Just, I tried it. I don't know if it's working. I went back for the pill form because I find the drops to, like, make my teeth kind of hurt after a while. And I'm already doing the tinctures for my hormones with the estrogen and the progesterone, which I think are actually helping, and the adrenal balance and all that. So, there's a lot I'm doing. It's just a lot. So yeah, it's kind of a tangled mess, and let me see if I have anything else in these notes that kind of will make sense. Yeah, the VK, vitamin K2 can increase risk of vascular calcification. So I don't know if that means I have too much vitamin K2 or what. It says enzyme available to convert into a form that can activate clotting proteins. I'm noticing, like, a lot of these have to do with some sort of protein thing. So I don't know if I have just overwhelming protein issue or what. Also can develop calcium oxalate. I can't read that word, but anyway. I think that's it. And I apologize for how confusing this was. But I've been on this journey since February. I'm 48 going on 49. I could be perimenopausal, and I'm just trying to, like, roadmap everything, finding out that I'm have ADHD and didn't realize it. I knew I had PMDD. I'm trying to deal with my hormones. I'm trying to figure out what kind of medication I could help my dopamine stuff, because concentrating on just the serotonin is just not enough. I'm trying to eat more protein, so I'm eating a lot better. And I've lost weight. I'm, like, at about maybe 126, 127 now. So I'm trying to, get healthy, take care of myself. And my next step is to deal with the nervous system and the vagus nerve and see how to help that. Because no matter what I do, I'm still, like, anxious and tight here. And it's just, there's a lot of stuff stored that does not go away. So I'm working on that. Anyways, if my stuff was annoying and confusing, just ignore. If it was slightly informative or at least starts a conversation, you could post a comment. I'm all about information.